Today we are continuing our discussion on Damasio. We are looking more closely on how emotions work. And their role in decision making. Emotion is emotions are nothing but stamping of plus and minus outcomes. Some tasty food got plus outcome stamped in the brain. It is hurt, minus stamped. Stamped. But we know before self emerged, it is simply this plus minus stamping that guided the brain to direct the organism in a particular way, non-consciously. But this plus minus stamping continued. And they became feelings. So, emotions and feelings, emotions non-conscious, feeling conscious, are all but plus minus stamping. Plus minus stamping. Stamping in the brain. Damasio says that this is something physical. He says there is somatic marker hypothesis he offers that plus minus stamping is taking place. So, before consciousness or after consciousness, stamping guides our behavior. Traditionally, it was considered that if emotion is involved in decision making, this is something negative, whereas rational decision making is something positive. Emotional is something negative, rational is something positive. So somehow emotion is considered biased and rational is something objective. So reduced emotions, some people thought would increase the quality of decision making. But Damasio throws light on this particular aspect. In fact, Damasio discovered this quite accidentally. There was one person by name Eliot who had a brain surgery, and after which his performance was poor, his job performance was poor, and he lost his job, family problems. And then he came to Damasio asking him that if there was any problem with his brain. Damasio thought that okay, he needed to examine him. So Damasio asked Eliot that when shall we meet? Then Eliot said that we can meet on Monday, but on Monday I have some positive thing but there is a problem. Yes, we can meet on Tuesday. positively this side and negatively there is a problem. And then Wednesday, Thursday, like that. Damasio was shocked that Eliot is not in a position to take a simple decision on when to meet the doctor. So Damasio suspected that something related to decision making is impaired in Eliot as a result of surgery. And later, Damasio found that the connection between the thinking part and the emotional part was disrupted. Rational and emotional. Disrupted. Eliot is in a position to rationally give choices and their consequences of plus minus, but he is not able to decide on which day he should meet the doctor. So this throws light on how actually we decide. It is like this. Decision making involves certain choices. Choice 1. And when you think of choice 1, brain makes profusion of as if images. C2, C3. Suppose you take this particular subject as an optional subject. What are the consequences? As if images. If I take some other option, what are the consequences? Some other optional, what are the consequences? Like this, you make a choice, and from the choice, you imagine consequences. Mind is full of those as if images. And then at the end of it, you reach an outcome. Need not be at the end, but even during the process. So, when C1, C2, C3 are imagined, the consequences vicariously lived, then we get to know that something is positive and something is negative. So C1 is huge plus, C2 small plus, this is this. So we fix on C1. It means what are we doing? There are choices, profusion of images, and we fix a choice on the basis of emotions. Or feelings. We're using them synonymously here. So it means emotions are used to fix a choice, without which decision making is not possible. So, decision making is not simply a cognitive activity. It is in part an emotional activity, and without emotions, decision making is not possible. It is with the emotions you freeze on a choice. Do some people differ in their ability to use emotions in deciding? Damasio's answer is that very, very much. He devised a game called Gambling Task. four chords, and if you take A, there will be some positive outcome, sometimes positive outcome and sometimes negative outcome. Same thing of B, C, D. And how much is positive and how much is negative will not be told to the subjects. And how many times, how many trials they may have will also not known to the subjects. So if a subject picks up a huge plus, and sometimes picking up a huge minus or a small minus. Damasio arranged in such a way that if A and B are picked up often, it will be positive. If CD picked up often, it will be negative. Not that CD is always negative, often positive. So he found that when this test is given to the subjects, some people very fast moved towards AB. Positive, AB. And some slow. And some couldn't make out. Some were able to reach AB fast, some very slow, and some couldn't make out. And amazingly, Damasio found that if you compare the activity of the people who are at this level, compare the brain activity, the activity in that particular part of the brain where Elliot is damaged is more, and the activity in that part of the brain where Elliot is damaged is less among these people, and nearly absent here. So some people are in a position to learn better. Plus and minus registered and recorded, and cognitive choices are made with the help of emotions, with the help of emotions. So this shows that ability to use emotions in decision making varies. Leaving Damasio's work, let us see let us introspect the role of emotions, I think, or feelings. I think that some people are better at decision making and some people are better at using emotions in decision making, because I think some have clarity, emotional field. I'm going beyond Damasio's work. Some have clear emotional field, and so when choices go over, they can fix an outcome easily. Whereas some have messy emotional fields, and when they think of choices, they can't freeze an outcome, freeze a choice. So healthy emotional field, healthy emotional status is important for better decision making. So, of course, how does this healthy emotional feeling come up? I think a lot to do with parenting, schooling, and upbringing. We will look into that. Some are confused, emotional, they don't know what is plus, what is minus. And a lot of destructive tendencies is missing. Some are clear. And of course, if you can, healthy people use their emotions to decide. They just think of what are the consequences and fix. And of course, emotionally healthy people not only decide for themselves better, but also they can decide for others. They can counsel better. They can understand others' choices, and given their priorities, they can fix the right choice for them. What is it that man is likely to like, likely to dislike, and is this course good for him? So a healthy person can look from the viewpoint of the other and fix the choice for him. So they are good decision makers, good teammates, good leaders, and definitely they are much better in relations. So generation of emotions in decision making is an aspect of emotional intelligence, and using of emotions to solve a problem, because problem solving involves again imagined consequences and fixing on a particular choice. So this is one very important aspect of emotional intelligence. Okay, we will look into how such a healthy emotional field comes up in certain cases and why in some cases it is not so.